What if, buried beneath miles of solid ice, there's a lost world we never knew existed? A world with mountain ranges as vast as the European Alps, and a complex network of rivers and lakes that haven't seen sunlight for ages. Recently, scientists have started sending probes into this hidden realm, using technology to peel back the ice for the first time. And what they're finding is so profound, it's changing how we see our own planet. If you love uncovering mysteries like this, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button so you don't miss our weekly explorations. The first clue that Antarctica was hiding something huge didn't come from a fancy satellite, but from the rugged work of a Soviet polar expedition way back in 1958. As their instruments bounced sound waves through the ice, they got back readings that made no sense. Instead of a flat continent, the data painted a picture of impossible structures buried deep below. They had discovered a ghost mountain range spanning over 750 miles, with peaks reaching thousands of feet high, all trapped under the ice. They named them the Gamburtsev Mountains, after a Russian seismologist. But their very existence was a geological puzzle. Mountain ranges are usually formed by crashing tectonic plates, and they erode over time. Yet the Gamburtsevs were sitting in the middle of a stable ancient continent, and somehow they were perfectly preserved, with sharp, jagged peaks like a much younger range. For decades, they remained a mystery. Scientists were stunned to find a landscape that should have been worn down to dust was instead frozen in time, preserved by the very ice sheet that hid it. It was the first crack in our image of a dead continent, a sign that Antarctica had a secret history. The Gamburtsev Mountains were just the beginning. As our technology got better, so did our ability to see into this lost world. Ice-penetrating radar started to reveal a landscape that was anything but flat. Beneath the ice lies a vast interconnected network of hundreds of rivers, streams, and giant canyons, some plunging deeper than the Grand Canyon itself. These hidden valleys are crucial, transporting nutrients and influencing ocean currents in ways we're only now starting to grasp. If the rivers are the arteries of this hidden world, then the lakes are its heart. Over 400 subglacial lakes have been discovered across Antarctica, trapped between bedrock and ice. The most famous is Lake Vostok. Roughly the size of North America's Lake Ontario, it's buried under more than 2 miles of solid ice and has been completely sealed off from our world for hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of years. Imagine a world in total darkness, under pressure so extreme it would crush a submarine, where the water hasn't felt the sun or touched the atmosphere in an eternity. That's Lake Vostok. For decades, scientists could only dream of what might be inside. It's one of the most pristine and isolated environments on Earth. Drilling down to it was a massive challenge, a journey that took a Russian team over 2 decades. When they finally broke through, the samples they recovered held a revelation. This lost lake wasn't sterile, it was alive. The idea of life thriving in such an impossible place is, well, a huge part of this story. If you find mysteries like this as compelling as we do, consider subscribing. We dive into the planet's deepest secrets and the universe's biggest questions every single week. Your support helps us continue the exploration. And Lake Vostok isn't the only haven for life. Near active volcanoes like Mount Erebus, steam has melted vast caves under the ice. Some of these subglacial caves can reach surprisingly warm temperatures, up to 77 degrees Fahrenheit or about 25 degrees Celsius. Inside, scientists have found soil with DNA from algae, mosses, and even small animals. These discoveries prove that life is incredibly tenacious. It can find a way to thrive in the most hostile environments imaginable, completely cut off from the sunlit world. For years, the assumption was that any life under the ice would be simple, single-celled organisms. But a stunning discovery shattered that idea. Scientists drilling through the Filchner-Ronne ice shelf were expecting to hit mud. But instead, their camera revealed a boulder on the seafloor nearly 3,000 feet, about 900 meters below the surface. And it wasn't bare. It was covered in stationary sponge-like creatures. This find was a complete shock. These animals were filter feeders, surviving in total darkness hundreds of miles from the open ocean. It went against everything we thought we knew about where complex life could exist. It wasn't just a few hardy microbes. This was a community of animals that had existed for who knows how long, hidden right under our noses. It proved that even in the most unlikely places, life has a foothold. How is any of this possible? The answer lies in Antarctica's distant past. About 90 million years ago, during the age of the dinosaurs, Antarctica wasn't a frozen wasteland. It was a temperate, swampy rainforest. Recent studies of sediment cores drilled from the seabed have unearthed perfectly preserved ancient forest soil, complete with fossilized roots, pollen, and spores. Analysis showed that the continent was covered in dense vegetation, similar to the forests of New Zealand today, with average temperatures around 54 degrees Fahrenheit or 12 degrees Celsius. That ancient green world is gone, buried under ice. But the life we're discovering now may be its distant echo. The nutrients sustaining these hidden ecosystems might come from ocean currents circulating deep beneath the ice shelves, or from the same geological processes that allow microbes to feed on rocks. In a way, these creatures are living relics from a warmer Antarctica, and their existence has staggering implications. If complex life can thrive in total darkness under miles of ice on Earth, couldn't it also exist in the subglacial oceans of Jupiter's moon, Europa, or Saturn's Enceladus? Antarctica is fast becoming our best roadmap for the search for life beyond our world. What we've learned in just the last few decades has completely changed our view of Antarctica. It isn't a dead continent. It's a lost world, a geological and biological treasure chest locked away. We've found ghost mountains, rivers that flow uphill, and lakes isolated for millennia. We've gone from hoping to find a few microbes to discovering stationary animals thriving in the dark. And yet, we've barely scratched the surface. For every question we answer, a dozen new ones pop up. What other strange creatures are living in the darkness of those hidden waters? How vast is this buried biosphere? And what other secrets from Earth's ancient past are still waiting to be found, frozen in time? The loss of the RAN submersible in 2024, after it gave us such incredible data, is a stark reminder of how difficult this exploration is. Antarctica is the last great unexplored frontier on our planet, and its biggest secrets are still waiting to be told. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content.